What is going on, you guys? My name is Cody Thixton, and this is Interesting Podcast. I'm coming to you guys on February 10th, 2023 for some more WWE news. Booker T officially retires from professional wrestling. Plus, we actually get an update on the status of Matt Riddle for WrestleMania 39. We're going to read off the articles and then discuss it all right here, right now, on Interesting Podcast. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Turn on that notification bell so you guys get notified whenever I upload anything. Make sure to go and follow me on social media at CodyT503. That's Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Let's get right into this. This news is being broken by the Spotlight News. Booker T announces his retirement from professional wrestling. Last month, Booker T entered the Men's Royal Rumble match as the 21st entry with a huge reaction from San Antonio fans. During the Rumble match, Booker T performed his iconic spin-a-rooney before being eliminated by Gunther. The WWE Hall of Famer currently works in WWE as a commentator for NXT. He also runs a wrestling training school, Reality of Wrestling. It's worth noting that the current NXT Women's Champion, Roxanne Perez, is a current student of Booker's. During the Hall of Fame podcast, Booker T said that Royal Rumble was the last time the fans would see him compete in the squared circle. This is what Booker T said, and I quote, "I'm going to tell you right now, I think that was the last time people are going to see me in the ring. At Reality of Wrestling, I'm going to work with my students, but as far as putting my boots on again, that was the last time. It's kind of sad too. I'm kind of choked up a little bit. It was a great exit for me. I don't think it could have been better than that. But putting the old boots up, it's kind of hard. I think that was the last time putting on the boots and getting back in the ring at that level. I think that's the last time I really want to do it at that level. I don't think it can get better than that. Seriously. I want to thank all the fans for that moment." End quote. Booker T started his pro wrestling career in the 80s. He and his brother then signed with WCW in 1993. 7 years later, Booker was elevated to the main event scene and won the WCW Championship 5 times. Booker T also had a legendary career in WWE, and he performed the King of the Ring gimmick incredibly well from 2006 to 2007. The 5-time WCW champion was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2013. This is actually really, really crazy because I remember when I first started watching pro wrestling, Booker T was on Friday Night Smackdown because that was the main show that I was watching on the UPN network, but it was UPN 49 here in Oregon. I remember him being a major staple for SmackDown, especially with like what it said in the article about how he did extremely well for the 2005 to 2007 King of the Ring gimmick, because that was, to me, when I was first introduced to Booker T. That's what I mostly know him for. I didn't really see him when he was just Booker T. I always just saw him as King Booker. And I remember like him getting into rivalries with Mr. Kennedy, or his rivalry with the Boogeyman, going into SummerSlam 2005, or his rivalries with the Undertaker. He just had a really, really good career, and he was like I said, he was one of those staples that you will always remember, and it's really, really nice to have him come out and announce his retirement. I just wish that maybe he had actually set it up in a match instead of him just coming out as a surprise in the Royal Rumble and then 2 weeks later announcing that that was his last match, and that's but then again, wrestlers can't necessarily gauge that, because he could have been feeling good going into the Royal Rumble, and then after he got done with the match, he's just like he said in the report, he is like, it can't get any better than that, so I might as well just close my chapter now and continue on with training people at in pro wrestling. And it said in the report that Roxanne Perez is one of Booker T's students at Reality of Wrestling. And Roxanne Perez was actually one of the women that did very, very good in the Women's Royal Rumble match this year. So it's clear that Booker T is definitely showing her everything that he knows, and we definitely have a major star on our hands coming out of Reality of Wrestling with Roxanne Perez being trained by Booker T. So thank you, Booker T, for everything that you've done in your career, and hope you enjoy your retirement. Next up, Matt Riddle's status for WrestleMania 39. Again, this is being broken by the Spotlight News. Matt Riddle last competed on the December 5th episode of Monday Night Raw, where he teamed with Kevin Owens to face the Usos for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. Riddle and Owens failed to capture the titles. Riddle was stretchered out of the arena after being attacked by Solo Sikoa. Later, WWE announced that Riddle will be out of action for a couple of months, which they actually used as like a kayfabe injury, because Solo Sikoa came out and attacked Matt Riddle after one of his matches and essentially took him out, injury, and that's why we haven't been able to see Matt Riddle as of late. It says, however, Bodyslam.net reported that Matt Riddle failed a drug test, which was the reason why Riddle was pulled from WWE television. It was further noted Riddle has entered rehabilitation. Now, we have seen this multiple times in WWE with professional wrestlers. I mean, look at, I don't know if it's Jimmy or Jay Uso, but one of the Usos is a multi-time DUI. And then if you look at Jeff Hardy, ever since, the early 2000s, the dude has always had issues. And whenever he's failed a drug test or got caught, drinking and whatever, WWE would write him off TV for a few months and tell him you need to go fix whatever you need to go and fix. So that's exactly what they're doing with Matt Riddle, which hopefully this will, light a fire under Matt Riddle's ass and, get him to get to where he needs to be, to where he can do the best that he can do in the ring, because everybody knows Matt Riddle is very, very good. He's a former MMA fighter. He's very, very good at what he does in the ring. So it's really sad that he would fail a drug test, and that's the reason why WWE is pulling him off of television. It continues on. Meanwhile, the King of Bros was accused by multiple women during his WWE hiatus. Matt Riddle issued a statement about the allegations afterward. WrestleMania 39 is scheduled to take place in less than 2 months, and the company has already announced 2 matches for the event. Ringside News reported that WWE currently has no plans for Riddle at WrestleMania 39. That really, really sucks. That does. It continues. At one period, Matt Riddle and Randy Orton were the hottest things on WWE television. However, RK Bro lost their Raw Tag Team titles to the Usos on the May 20th episode of Friday Night Smackdown. Since then, Orton was absent from WWE due to a back injury, and Riddle's character became flopped. So that's what they had to say on the status of Matt Riddle for WrestleMania 39. And that does suck. Like I said earlier, it sucks that he would fail a drug test, especially given how over RK Bro was, Randy Orton and Matt Riddle. And everybody was speculating that this year would be the year that we would get Matt Riddle versus Randy Orton, when Randy Orton turns heel and ends up attacking Matt Riddle and jump-starting their rivalry. Hopefully we were hoping to go into this year's WrestleMania. But like I keep saying in all of my other podcasts, it seems like WWE right now is setting themselves up with all of these matches for the future. So could we see Matt Riddle versus Randy Orton in 2023, or could they push it off until next year at WrestleMania 40? Because I think WWE wants to do Randy Orton versus Matt Riddle at a WrestleMania. It was supposed to happen this year, but given the circumstances and given what Matt Riddle's having to go through right now, he's obviously not going to be competing at WrestleMania. And WWE is not going to give a professional wrestler, no matter how good you are, a WrestleMania match when you've failed a drug test. You know, like they're already giving you so much exposure and so much of a push, you know, that it's like, what are you doing? You know, so it's sad to hear that about Matt Riddle. It's sad to know that we have to wait in order to get that match, and that it doesn't get to happen this year at WrestleMania. But the only thing that we could really hope for is that Matt Riddle can recover, go through rehab, and then hopefully WWE will bring him back onto WWE programming and really jumpstart that again with Randy Orton. So those are the two things that we have to talk about today when it comes to WWE news. It's been rather slow as of late because, like I said, we've been going until Elimination Chamber, which is 2 weeks from now. And then after Elimination Chamber is when it's really going to start picking up, because that is when we are on the last stop until WrestleMania. So I'm super duper excited. But this is just a little bit of news of what has come out, Booker T retiring, and then the status of Matt Riddle for WrestleMania 39. If this is the kind of content that you guys like pro wrestling, and you guys like podcasts, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and give me a like. It would definitely help me out with this whole YouTube thing and them recommending me to other videos. Comment down below and tell me what you guys think about the whole situation with Matt Riddle. Or possibly tell me what your guys' favorite moment of Booker T's career was. I will be back later on this week with some more wrestling content. Again, this was Interesting Podcast. I'll catch you guys later.